Hey there, so this is the mask making that I've done. So my fabric, it's already pre-cut to 18 inches by 7. And on the long edge that we have here, I'm going to sew it with about an inch. So open it up like that. So one, fold it over, and that'll be about an inch. You can be a little bit shyer than that, but keep in mind that we're going to want to thread the nose wire in it after we've sewn it. So make sure that you have enough width for this to be inserted. Step number 1, okay. Okie dokie, step number 2, we've sewn along the long line, and then we're going to insert our wire. And we insert it, and then we're gonna push it towards the center of the fabric. Okay, so I have flipped the fabric over. The wire is in the center. I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to now sew along the short end with about, what, an inch or maybe 3/4 of an inch down, okay? Okay, so now that we've sewn down here, we're gonna open it up, fold it in half, the center bits and pieces, this is where our wire's gonna be, center that, and now we're going to sew along this line, okay? So now it's like maybe 7 by 9, because we started out with 18, but now it's about half. So this is gonna be 7, this is 19. We're gonna sew along here. If it's not even, don't worry about it, just sew straight and then go back and then just cut it so that it is even. So just make sure that you sew straight and you'll be good to go, okay? Okie doke, so I'm assuming that you enlisted your kids and maybe the fabric isn't straight. You sewed straight at least, so now you can go and cut off the excess. I'm trying to do this with one hand, and even it out. It's your final project is just gonna look nicer, so it's just about details. On the corners, we're gonna cut these so that when we turn it around, it's gonna be, there we go, just tip the corners. And then with a object like so, turn it inside out and then poke the corners. Okay, so I put my marker inside. This guy is a nice pointy, so I'm gonna make sure that the pointy is out. It's nice and pointy. Mind you, I have had a glass of champagne, so that's that. Okay, I'm gonna waltz on over to my iron. And kind of, there we go, flatten them out, and a little bit of steam, and we're gonna do this real nice, real hot iron, steam, and then fold it over. This just is a nice guideline so that you don't have to get out your measuring tape and measure. So anyhow, we're gonna iron this flat, okay, and then we're gonna use this fold as our guide, okay? So that fold, we're gonna fold, this is the opening with the wire, that goes up top, on the top. We're gonna fold it about 1/2 inch and pin it. Okay, go over to the other side, 1/2 inch, and then we're gonna pin it. Okay, 1/2 inch. So we're gonna do 3 pleats on each side. And we're gonna prep this so that when we insert the elastic, it has a nice finish. It's a very complete finish, okay? I'm keeping at it. Okay, so I got my 3 pleats here, and then 3 pleats on the other side, and then when I'm done, I'm going to iron this once again. if you have your iron ready to go, it makes it super duper easy. And then your finished product is much more better. Okay, okay, so I have my 3 pleats in there. And now I'm going to iron, get my little good old iron out, use a little bit of steam. And of course, if you do this one by one, it's gonna take you a heck of a long time. So what I try to do is, if I have red thread in my machine, I'm gonna do all of my pinks and all of my red at the same time, and just single man conveyor belt. So I have usually all of my stuff prepped. Your elastic, they're gonna wanna be 7 inches. And I put this inside. Give yourself plenty of wiggle room, about what? 1/4 of an inch. Okay, pin that little guy down. Okie so we're going to pin the other side of the elastic under the first pleat. Make sure that the elastic is even as you place it down. Just kind of double check. If you get a little ahead of yourself, it's easy to mess that one up. Okay, then we're gonna do the same on this side. So we're gonna remove the pin, insert the elastic, and then repin. And I'll meet you back at the sewing machine in about 5 seconds. Alrighty, so my first stitch is I'm gonna make sure that the wire is in front. I have to make sure also that the wire is centered. So I just kind of eyeball it, make sure that my wire is centered. Let me show you my wire once more. When I insert my wire, I used these guys, my pinzetto, I don't know, and then I did like a loop-de-loo so that it doesn't poke the user. So each side has a little loop-de-loop at the end, okay? All right, so we have to place that. Make sure that it's, ouch. Okay, and we're gonna start here. Got it? Okay, here. We're gonna do a couple stitches. 1, 2, back, 1, 2, forward 1, okay. And then on this edge, we're gonna make sure that we're gonna leave an opening so that people can add their filters, the coffee filters. Okay, so on the edge, and I'm gonna do 2, it'll go back and forth, just to give it more durability, because there's gonna be a lot of tension on the elastic. So I just kind of want to make sure that the elastic doesn't pop out and our efforts are wasted. Okay, so go. This takes a little bit of time. There we go. And this is why it's important that you put the seam in the center. If you put it on the edge, it's so thick, it's time consuming, and gets kind of frustrating when you want to sew and you just want to get the gosh darn job done. Okay, and then I'm gonna go here, 2 more stitches, 1, 2, and then I go back. Boom. Awesome. And then I'm going to repeat that on the other side. So, I sewed the other side. We're going to do a final pressing. Get it all ready to go. All of the fabric that I gave you has already been washed and dried. So it's already been pre-shrunk, so you're good to go. And this is a coffee filter that we folded in half. And this can be inserted like so. You just jam it through and then boom, there's your mask. All right, so there you go. Mask making 101.